Good afternoon. We are ready to work on our monster planning page. You should have already designed a monster, looked at some ideas and designed one. I have my little monster here. And now you're ready for the monster planning page, which is kind of like our brainstorm and our rough draft all rolled into one. So to start off, it says we're going to start with the main idea sentence. And the main idea sentence says, I have a or an blank monster named blank. So the first thing I need to do is I need to name my monster. I named him Blob, so I'm going to do a capital B, L-O-B for his name. And then it says here to put an adjective. So that's a describing word, a word that's going to describe Blob. And so I think I'm going to describe him as silly because he looks like he's kind of a silly monster. Maybe yours is scary or big or furry or loud. You could describe with any of your senses, right? How it feels, how it looks, how it smells. Maybe you have a stinky monster. And here where it says a or an, there is a rule that if your adjective starts with a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, then you're going to use the word an. But if your adjective starts with a consonant, which is all the other letters, then you can leave it as a and not do an. Okay? All right, so now I'm ready for my detail sentences, and my directions say, describe in detail what your monster looks like. Use adjectives, those are describing words, and interesting words. Try to come up with at least 4 detailed sentences. So we are going to think of some full sentences that we can write. So that's how it's kind of more like a rough draft than a brainstorm, to describe our monsters. So I'm going to start with kind of an obvious one here, which is Blob is blue all over, right? He's just blue except for his eye and mouth, but his whole body is blue, right? Okay, and then I'm going to think of another detail. Well, looking at my picture here, I see that he has just one eyeball. So maybe that's my next sentence. And remember, I've got to have a subject and a verb in every sentence. And I don't want to say blob is, blob is, blob is, blob is, right? That's not very interesting. So I need to switch up my sentence starters. So this time I'm going to write, he has one eyeball, period. Okay, now I'm ready for my next sentence, my third sentence. And this time I've already talked about some things, some descriptions of how he looks, but this time I want to talk about how he feels. So I imagine if I could touch Blob that he would be a squishy monster. He would feel kind of squishy. So I'm going to again start with a new sentence starter. I had Blob is, he has. I'm going to write my monster feels squishy. Okay, think about how your monster feels. Does your monster feel soft or fluffy? Does he feel spiky? What does your monster feel like? Okay, and then for my last one, I think one really strong defining feature of my monster is that he has a smile on his face. So I'm going to write, he also has a smile on his face. Okay, so we've got our intro, which is our main idea sentence. I have 4 details with capitals and periods. They all describe my monster. And then I need to do my ending sentence. It says, I love spending time with I'm going to write in his name, Blob. And then it says she or he. I'm going to cross out the S because I have a boy monster. He's the best monster that anyone could ask for. So there's my full rough draft. I have a silly monster named Blob. Blob is blue all over. He has one eyeball. My monster feels squishy. He also has a smile on his face. I love spending time with Blob. He's the best monster that anyone could ask for. So the goal is that you are going to describe your monster so well that if someone were to see a picture of it and hear your description, they would automatically be able to pick your monster out of a crowd. So go ahead and fill in your monster planning page, and then keep it in a really safe spot, because tomorrow we are going to revise and edit and then write out our final copy of our monster writing assignment. Go get to work.